What's up, J Fusion fans, and welcome back to another Idol Talk video. And today we are going to talk about SKE48. Now, this is actually an introduction video to the group, especially for those of you who don't know, or if you are getting into idols, or basically anyone. But again, this is an introduction video, and you might be thinking, why am I doing this just now? Considering that, especially if those of you who have been subscribed to the channel since 2018, one of my first Idol Talk videos actually involves SKE48. So the reason that I'm doing this introduction video is that as of today, October 5th, 2020, the group is celebrating their 12th anniversary. So this is kind of special as well. So in celebration of that, I am making this video for everyone to see. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will be touching on some I will basically summarize the history of the group, and would share some personal thoughts and also my experiences with the group. So anyways, here we go. So in 2008, Yasushi Akimoto, the producer of AKB48, decided to expand his 48 franchise, and happens to pick the city of Nagoya, specifically Sakae. So SKE48 gets its name from Sakae in Nagoya City. And this also comes from the principle of idols that you can meet. So this is Yasushi Akimoto's vision when he created the entirety of the AKB48 franchises all over Japan, and actually in some other countries later on. So SKE48 is the very first offshoot of that. So because of that, they still maintain relevance up to this day. Of course, all of the groups are relevant, but they do have the distinction of being the first sister group to AKB48. So basically, Yasushi Akimoto's like second daughter, if we consider AKB as the eldest daughter. So it's kind of like that. So of course, being located in Aichi Prefecture, which also happens to be where I live. That's why I have easy access. So most of the members are, of course, from Aichi Prefecture, but later on, other girls would join, like spanning from Hokkaido up until like Fukuoka, which are basically almost like the opposite ends of Japan, and Aichi is actually considered the midpoint of Japan, and it's agreed on by a lot of Japanese people. So yeah, so again, even with that said, a good 90 to maybe 80 to 90% of the members of SKE48, like until now, are from Aichi Prefecture. So the group was basically formed in August of 2008, after, of course, a series of additions. So the members were finalized, and after that, they probably had a few appearances, to promote the group. But it wouldn't be until October 5th, 2008, that SKE48 would have their very first theater performance in their home base of Sakae, Nagoya. So just like AKB48, SKE48 has its own specialized theater where the members can perform on a regular, practically on a daily basis. It just happens that the group would have a rotation of members. So again, in a similar way, or practically a way that's identical to AKB48, SK48 is divided into three groups, which are teams S, K2, because there is a Team K in AKB. So we do have K2, and then Team E. And we also have the trainees who will, of course, be eventually promoted into either one of these three groups. So, but basically, we have three groups performing on a rotational basis, again, like almost every day. So, uh, while SKE48 would make its theater debut in October, that's why we celebrate their anniversary today. It's not until 2009 that they would actually release their first single, which is entitled Tsuyoki Mono Yo. Now, for a first single, for a debut single, it was actually quite a big deal because it was used as the first ending theme song of Shin Mazinger Z, Shogeki Z Hen, or in English it would be Mazinger Z The Impact, which was also released in that same year. So again, for a newly formed idol group to have their debut single used as a theme song for a very popular anime franchise, it's pretty much a big deal. And up to this day, I would say that Tsuyoki Monoyo is my favorite SKE48 song ever. And of course, they would release singles, and up until now, they have released 26 singles. Now, I haven't been up to date with that, but at least I have the one prior to that, which is, so this is Frustration. So this was the 25th single. I think I reviewed this last year, so there's that. But yeah, again, SKE48 would had released 26 singles so far, and of course they would be releasing more in the future. Now, the popularity of SKE48 can be attributed to basically one member, and that is Jurina Matsui. Now, for someone who at the time was just 11 years old, she really made a big impact. Now, Yasushi Akimoto had been open to the idea of letting an SKE48 member, he tried once, so he thought of Jurina, because she was also the center of Tsuyoki Mono Yo, like she was front and center, like she was the star of that song. So she would be chosen to perform with AKB48, like kind of like a guest performer. And in 2009, AKB48 released a song called Ogoe Diamond, and that would mark Jurina's first appearance as kind of part of AKB as well. And after that, she would eventually appear in more and more songs. And the reason for this is basically to have some attention be diverted into SKE48 as well. Now, of course, AKB48 was already popular at that time, so Yasushi Akimoto puts Jurina with AKB to draw some attention to SKE48. So again, well, this would also be done for other groups eventually, but yeah, SKE48 members would regularly join AKB songs as well. So of course, while Jurina is the basically the face of SKE48, we also have Dena Matsui. So, by the way, despite having the last name, or despite having the same last name, these two girls aren't actually related. So, just to be clear with that. So, to those of you guys who are, especially the Tokusatsu fans, if you guys remember Kamen Rider Build the movie Be the One. If you guys saw that, Rena Matsui was the Scissors Lost Smash. So she was one of the villains in the movie. So before, so she started with SKE48, and when she left the group in 2015, she became a solo artist, an actress, and she even released a book. So yeah, thanks to the efforts of these two members, they would in time be called the Double Matsui. So while Jurina was basically front and center for the most part, like Nena would be the number two, and together, like they kind of became popular together. Although Jurina would be a bit more popular, but nonetheless, both of them help divert much needed attention to SKE48, and of course, until now, it still remains as relevant as AKB48 in terms of popularity. Now, SKE48's advantage, or what made it unique rather, was that most of their songs are like energetic and like had powerful dance moves. So at one point, like SK48 had the best dancers in all of the 48 franchise, but eventually, like other groups would have like similar powerful dance moves. So they so SK kind of lost its edge in a way, but again, it's still quite popular. So I'm going a bit more into the personal side of things. So I'm going to have to start with this first. So I will admit that even though I do live in Aichi Prefecture right now, and I do have easy access to the group, like I can meet them at any time, I don't have the same amount of love for them that I would with some of the other groups in the franchise. Like, for example, back then when it was just AKB and SKE before other sister groups started to come out. So, of course, I would choose AKB48 more because it's the group that got me into this idol fandom in the first place. And like NMP48, for example, like a lot of their members do comedy stuff, and I like funny things. So, of course, like the Osakan charm, the stereotypical funny people from Osaka thing. Yeah, I kind of prefer that more. HKT48 also does a lot of interesting things that I like. STU48 has a lot of like promoting their local area, like they have a lot of love for their hometowns. Yeah, because of those unique things, again, SK48 kind of loses, although yeah, maybe they would promote Aichi Prefecture, Nagoya, but yeah, I don't have as much love for SK like as I would with other groups, although the group still remains special to me because of course if you guys know Dan or Geki Dan, the founder of J Fusion. Oh god, I'm getting a little more emotional here. So anyways, so because Dan's favorite member is Jurina, so of course I still have some sort of respect for SKE48, and I too have a favorite member of SK48. So well, during her time in the group, it was Rena Matsui who was my favorite. In fact, I came to So when I was choosing a favorite member for SKE48, I decided it with a coin toss. So it was choice between Jurina and Rena. So the double Matsui, because they were the famous ones. So I tossed a coin. I couldn't remember which one was heads or tails, but I picked Rena because of that result. And by looking into Rena and her performances, like, yeah, I got hooked. I got attached. But at that point, despite Jurina being the more popular one, technically, I made the right choice because I came to love her that much. And of course, when she left, I was sad. I didn't actually get the chance to meet her. But, so this is what happens. So, like I said earlier, while most of the members of SK48 come from Aichi Prefecture, girls from other places would actually join the group. And in 2014, so the management announced that some members would be transferred from one group to another. So one such member was Marika Tani from HKT48. So she came all the way from Fukuoka, again, like down south, up to the center of Aichi. So this is Marika Tani. So every year, or at least for the past few years until just before all this pandemic happened, so SKE48 would have like a public event in their home base in Sakai and Nagoya. So they would have an open fair, like fans would come, and of course there's stuff to be bought. You can watch their performances. So this keychain is that one of those things that I bought back there. So, well, while I did not see Marika herself, I kind of missed the opportunity back then. I did see some members. So, yeah, that was exactly 5 years ago when I got this. Wow, imagine that. So, because Marika back then was already my favorite member in HKT48. So, when Rena left, and yeah, they were kind of close because Rena was Marika's favorite member, and the same goes for them. So it was an easy switch. So like I immediately found a new member to support because I already support her way back then. So yeah, this is Marika Tan. And well, again, when I bought this, I was hoping also when I was there in Sakai, or when they had the event, I was expecting to meet her at some point. Like they do have events outside of the theater, like while some members are performing inside the actual theater, there would be like members who are outside doing things as well. So I heard that she was cosplaying and serving drinks to guests that lined up. So I did not know about that, so I missed the opportunity to meet her. But it would be in 2016 that I would eventually meet her, and Jurina as well. So when there's an SKE handshake event that I could actually attend, I made it a point to at least go to Jurina for Dan's sake, of course, and then go to my favorite member, so Marika. So meeting her back then was awesome. And of course, I would meet them again in 2018, again based on the same principle. So I needed to go to Jurina first because her lines are insanely long, and I think it actually took me more than 30 minutes just waiting in line to meet her. And like when I went to Marika's lane, it was much quicker, like less than 5 minutes I was in line. So yeah, that's the kind of popularity gap that they have. But again, I would go to Jurina's lane just to meet her for Dan. Well, of course, I personally respect Jurina in her own right. So uh, there are reasons to like her. Like, I do like her effort, how she would eventually become the most popular member of AKB48 franchise in 2018 when she got first place in the AKB48 general elections. So it was a pretty big deal, and not to mention that it happened here in Aichi. So it was in Nagoya Dome that the actual event for the general election when the results were announced. So it was held in Nagoya Dome again. I've been to Nagoya Dome, but not during that event because I didn't buy the ticket to see the event. But nonetheless, it was still a great time. So 2018, okay. So yeah, that's basically it for this Idol Talk video. I will talk about other groups in the 48 family soon. If you guys have, if you guys would like me to talk about other idol groups that are outside the 48, family, you know what? Tell me in the comments which one you'd like me to talk about. So I will look into those groups, and I already actually have like a few groups that I would talk about here that are not from the 48 family, but I will do those in other videos. Like I personally would like to touch on the Hello Project group. That's for another day, but yeah, if you guys would like me to talk about idols like either mainstream or underground, so please do tell me in the comments below. I'll try to look them up so I can talk about them in a future Idol Talk video. But for now, again, thanks for watching, guys. Please do leave a like, comment, share this video, subscribe, and don't forget that notification bell so you guys get the latest from JE Fusion. This has been Philip. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again. Bye.